Super Bowl coming to Levi Stadium next year. What's the vibe, the excitement around that, and everything that comes with that?
Well, listen, as a 49er, I wish we were playing in this one, but I'm excited for next year to host. Hopefully, obviously, we'll get our guys back healthy. We'd like to play in our own home venue, but I'm here with Zaylene, the CEO of the Bay Area Host Committee, who's done a fantastic job putting all the bits and pieces on to get ready for Super Bowl 60. I'm thrilled for our local fans because I think they're going to see the Bay in ways they've never seen it before. And I'm thrilled for all the economic activity that's going to happen by everybody that you see here today traveling in for Super Bowls. I'll let Z talk a little bit about the footprint, which is going to change from 50 to 60 in a lot of exciting ways.
Yeah, it's so exciting. I mean, it makes it really real. Right now, when you come in a year out, we were in Vegas, and it felt, I mean, we were obviously cheering on a football team that was in the Super Bowl at that time, but it feels, this year, it's like we're taking a lot of notes because we're up next. And it will be a little bit different. Obviously, the stadium is beautiful and, you know, even going to be better at this point next year, but the footprint will change. So we'll have all of the pre-week activities in the city, but more towards the waterfront of the city, you know, and that it didn't exist for Super Bowl 50. So you have Chase Center now, that entire redeveloped Mission Rock area. Like, you know, for us who live there, we take advantage of it. Sometimes we almost take it for granted. I can't wait for the world to see it.
Oh, that sounds really exciting, because I remember when 50 was around, and it was great then, but I like the sound of that. So with the Super Bowl, I mean, there's probably a ton of moving parts. When did the planning, just the conversations start for getting the Super Bowl back at Levi Stadium?
The 49ers, as most people know, we're very aggressive, right? We want, when we set out to build Levi Stadium, of course it's the home of the 49ers, but we wanted to have the world's largest events. And so after we hosted 50 and after we had a college football playoff and WrestleMania and you name it, I sent, signed I got a bunch of different companies to sign letters, begging literally the commissioner, Roger Goodell, to bring it back here, we're ready again. And so to be able to do it, 10 years or maybe 11 years or whatever, I guess 12 years after, that we opened, I think it's phenomenal. So that's the thing, you got to be aggressive in landing these things, and then you got to hire people like Zaylene to actually put it on.
Yeah, so I mean, the bid was almost 3 years ago now, we put that bid in.
Wow.
It was a super intense process for me. I'd never done a Super Bowl bid before. You just put your head down and you have hundreds of requirements that you're basically saying to the NFL, hey, we have the hotel rooms, we have the footprint, we will help you grow the game. You go present to all the NFL owners, which is a daunting experience, and then they vote, and all of a sudden you're a winner of a suit, and then you actually have to do it. So that's been 2.5 years of planning and just making sure that we're focused both on what's going to happen on the field and making sure that's a really seamless experience, but almost more importantly, what happens off the field. All the things that we're doing for our residents, all the legacy and community impact that we're building, just to make sure there's equal thought and process around both.
So considering it's such a tenuous process and everything that went into it, what was the relief like to find out that, all right, we're back?
Well, I mean, for me, right, I walked into the job knowing we had a World Cup, and so the bid for Super Bowl happened a few months after that. The relief was more like, oh my God, we have two events, two high-profile global events in 1 year. We're going to be the only region to ever host a World Cup and a Super Bowl in the same calendar year. And I'm not sure if anybody will do that again. And so relief is one word. It's more just opportunity for me of how to showcase a region through sport in ways that have just never been done before.
I love it.
Yeah, I think we find that there's a massive responsibility, and I'm so honored to represent in some small way the faithful, who in my opinion are the best fans in the National Football League. And what Z mentioned, I think we should have pride as a region and as a fan base that there will literally only be one venue and one region that has ever hosted a Super Bowl and a World Cup in the same calendar year. It will never happen, in my opinion, again in my lifetime, and I think it speaks to the people of the Bay and what we all represent, that those two entities chose us. And so I just have massive thanks to your followers, who I know are mostly 49ers fans and are thinking about how they get engaged, but I hope they feel that pride, because without that fandom, without that love of football, we don't get this.
Yeah, and Al, speaking to the faithful, this probably arguably one of the most passionate groups of people in all of sport. Transferring, even into other leagues and everything like that. Well, what have you seen from the faithful, especially on the road? Taking over stadiums, what we call Levi South, all that stuff. What do you see from the faithful, and how much does that mean to you guys internally inside that building?
It's been amazing. I would say, I've been with the team now since 2010 in a couple different capacities. And I've seen the ups and I've seen the downs, good years and bad years. What I'd say is they're always with us no matter what, right? We can always count on them. But you're absolutely right. The last couple years, what we've seen on the road, like we always knew we had a global fan base, but the amount of people that are showing up in other venues to support us, and you hear it from our players, they talk about it. At end of games, you're hearing chants like, "Let's go Niners." I think it speaks to the power of the brand that we're such a global team, and I think it helps on these other events. And so my hope is next year, look, for all the fans that were watching this, like, thanks for having our back this year. A lot of things happened, didn't go our way. Let's regroup, let's get back after it, and let's play in Super Bowl 60 in Levi Stadium.
Let's go.
Absolutely, I love to hear it, and I'll get you out on this one. So, you guys are making some updates to Levi Stadium. What are some of the fans going to be able to expect when we get ready to show up for the Super Bowl at Levi's?
Well, you're going to start first with like big TVs. So if you drive by Levi Stadium now, you'll see the entire scoreboards are gone. So
are they?
They're all gone. And so
it's already started.
It's already started.
Okay.
So all the digital footprint of the building is completely changed. And so when you walk back in next year, it'll be the largest square footage of video boards in the entire National Football League. So very, very different. You're going to see a bunch of new fan experience within the concession stands, the plazas, the parking lots. I give the York family a lot of credit, and this is on behalf of our fans. We've invested $250 million into that building since the day we opened to continue to enhance that fan experience. For all the Niners fans, we weren't perfect in year one. It's hard to open a venue. I thank you very much for your patience. We have made that a home field advantage, and just keep telling us where we got to get better. But for the good news is Super Bowl people will see it, but our fans will actually see it first. When they walk in August, all of those changes will be there.
Well, and you don't get a Super Bowl unless that happens, right? And so you need a great venue to be able to host. And then for us, we're lucky. We just get to be tenants for a huge game. And I think the fans of Super Bowl and the Niner fans obviously love what's going on in the stadium.
Well, thank you both for your time. Any parting sentiments as we get out of here? And I'll see you guys in Santa Clara next time.
Yeah.
My parting sentiment would be for all your listeners. Look, we need a lot of people to help us put this on. I mean, thousands of employees Zaleen needs. Go to BayAreaHostCommittee.com, learn more about how you can get involved. There is plenty of work to do. There's a lot of fun, and I would say for people in the Bay, sitting here in Media Row, Radio Row, there's so much fun stuff. So if you live there and you love sports, sign up, learn more, and I promise you Zaleen's team will reach out and we'll find a spot for you in the Bay.
That's right. I think Al said it, you just have to hold your head up with a lot of pride right now. We have a lot to be thankful for, a lot to be proud of. We got selected to host a Super Bowl. It's a competitive process. That's on us. And, thanks to all the fans and the residents of the Bay Area. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.